What's up, everybody? It's Will here. Um, I thought I'll make a quick vlog about my day, some thoughts, and some inspirations. And if anybody's online, obviously love to have a live chat. Perhaps bring you on the screen, and maybe we can strike up some sort of interesting and fulfilling conversation. No one appears to be online right now, so I wonder what everyone's doing. Oh, hey, Teresa, how are you? Sending you a bit of a wave. Um, Pretty busy day. Um, been pretty busy working on my online business. Um, a lot of things that I'm doing right now is really with a view of building a sustainable online business. I think the world that we were accustomed to, the world that we've been living up to about maybe 3 weeks ago, is about to change. I think once we get out of this crisis that we're experiencing right now, once we get through to the other side, I think we're going to be living in a completely different world. And hence the post that I made a little bit earlier, what are your views? And I'd be interested to see what everybody thinks. Um, I believe the way that we socialize, the way we run our logistics, especially with food, the way that we work, seek employment, or perhaps just make a living, our economic system. I think that's all going to change. I think this virus, although it's deadly and dangerous, um, I think there's always a silver lining, and I think the silver lining is a number of things. First of all, I think it is bringing to our attention the importance of personal hygiene, and also it's exposing uh, how vulnerable we are as a species and as individuals as well. Um, and I think it's a big wake up call to get us to really pay attention to what really matters. I think a lot of us um, in this society that we live in at the moment, in this rat race that we live in at the moment, we neglect what's really important to us. And I think the fundamentals of being a human being, the fundamentals of having success, is really to have a very strong foundation that's built around your health. And I think this pandemic is providing us a wake up call that we need to pay more attention to this. The habits of washing our hands, not touching our face, exercising, eating well, planning our food, planning what we eat. I think these are all very key and very vital and very important skills, life skills that we can have and that we can use going forward. The second silver lining about this crisis, which I believe is it's going to uh, change the way uh, we uh, view our, how our economy works. I think we're going to experience some very depressed and very bad times. There will be bad times ahead. That's what I'm trying to say. We are definitely going into recession, and I think a lot of people are going to struggle uh, financially and mentally and emotionally. But once we get out of the other side of it, I believe the world and the world economy is going to reinvent itself like it always does. Things are going to be a lot more efficient. And I think as individuals, we are going to start to look at what has been traditionally taught to us by our schools, by colleges. What's this old school mentality of, studying your ass off and get a good job and work for 40 years and then retire with hardly any money and then die. I think this notion is going to get faded out, and I think with this crisis, it's exposed us. It's exposed the weaknesses in this mentality. The thing that we've been taught for the last 40 years at school. I think we're going to get a lot. We're going to start seeing a lot more entrepreneurs. It's going to start challenging us to really think outside the square. It's going to start challenging us to think, what else can I contribute to society? How can I increase my value in the marketplace? How can I seek employment? How can I make additional income? How can I diversify my risk? If you look at what's been unfolding over the last few weeks. A lot of people are out of jobs. A lot of casual workers are out of jobs. Companies are shut down. People are struggling to make ends meet. And look, I think the government is making a pretty good effort so far to combat that, and providing relief and stimulus and so forth. But I think in the long run, us as individuals, we need to learn to stand on our own 2 feet, and I guess this is a good opportunity now that we're spending more time at home, that we're saving more time, not to let it go to waste. Stop wasting your time watching Netflix. Stop watching Game of Thrones again. Start really exploring opportunities that are out there that's going to increase your market value, that's going to increase your chances of seeking employment, that's going to improve your chances in the future of making additional incomes. So don't waste this opportunity. The fact that we get the opportunity to work from home or to stay at home, we should embrace it. Yes, it's not comfortable. Yes, it's especially people who live alone, it's not nice not to have that human interaction, but take advantage of it. Take up a new skill, learn a new hobby. We are blessed to live in this digital age where we can get information in a blink of a second. YouTube, there's obviously Google, and there's heaps of online educational facilities where we can just subscribe to a course and study and upskill ourselves. On average in Australia, everyone's saving about 2 hours a day, not having to travel to work. So what are you doing with those 2 hours? You know, don't waste it. Don't waste this golden opportunity. What I'm doing, I'm spending those extra hours working on my business. I'm spending those extra hours thinking about new ways, thinking about new strategies on how I can add value. And I'm thinking of ways where I can take up a new way of approaching the same equation, because the only thing that's constant is change. And if we're not constantly evolving as individuals, or as business owners, or as entrepreneurs, then we die, really, figuratively, of course. So I challenge you to really take advantage of this opportunity that we've got, and come out the other end as someone who's better, as someone who's more equipped, someone who's more inspired, who's more motivated and more hungry. And I hope that through these actions you can inspire other people to do the same, and that as a community that we can lift ourselves up collectively. I don't want to see another post about people complaining. I don't want to see people talking about toilet paper anymore. Those are a waste of time. I do understand that there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anxiety that's floating around at the moment, a lot of uncertainty. But try to embrace it, because success is on the other side of fear. The more that we can deal with it, the more that we can grow, the more that we can become better people. So if you're watching this video and you haven't switched off, it means you're somewhat buying into what I'm saying. And I really want to inspire you and challenge you to make use of this opportunity and be better. And if there are practical ways where you feel like that you'd like to share, write it on the comments. I'd love to hear what your ideas are, and love to hear about what you're doing. So yeah, if you be kind enough to indulge me, I'd love to see what you're up to. All right, guys, that's enough for me for today. I hope you guys have a lovely evening, and I'll try to make another vlog soon.